Christ is King.
All right, cause number 2312903 and 2312934.
Aren't you going to take a seat?
No, I'd rather stand.
Well, it's your hearing, sir.
Is it okay if I stand? Is there something wrong?
Why do you have to stand so close to him?
The sign there that says no standing.
Oh, well, okay. I just know I was subject to those rules. I didn't agree to it. Anyway.
Okay, so there's a bench warrant.
You know, I'm just going to take the seat.
Thank you.
Sit right here if that makes us a little more comfortable.
Is it uncomfortable if I stand up, Your Honor?
Well, depends on how you're going to act or behave today. Okay, so you failed to appear for court multiple times in this case.
Your Honor, just for the record, the named defendant is Actual Property, a registered trade name.
Oh, here we go.
And the case has also been certified as a fraud. I have court certified documents to prove that. That should be on the record. And that's the reason why it was certified to be a fraud, because the plaintiff is a foreign-owned private corporation, of which I have no contract with, and neither does the registered trade name. And the registered trade name has been used without authorization and permission, and there's an act of identity theft, and that's probably one of the reasons also why the state has acquiesced that the...
Welcome to today's case breakdown, folks. Buckle up, because we have a real courtroom spectacle ahead. A self-proclaimed sovereign citizen trying to avoid jail by arguing that his identity is just a piece of paper. You heard that right, just a paper. But don't worry, the judge isn't buying into his outlandish claims. She's here to set the record straight and bring this chaos back to the legal reality. Stay tuned as we break down exactly how the courtroom drama unfolds. And trust me, it's going to get intense.
Okay, so on the 9304, I am going to quash that one. He was in RALJ appeal status, and so I'm going to quash that one. But I do want to hear from the state on the 303 matter.
Yes, on the 303 matter, Mr. Haywood was sentenced to serve 4 days in jail. He failed to report to the jail on June 29, 2023, and we're asking him to be taken into custody to serve that time.
No objection, Your Honor. I actually contacted the jail to make special arrangements to deliver the defendant with the special arrangements to not damage the paper, and the jail refused. So I attempted to deliver the defendant, and objection, the state has no standing as they are representing a privately owned foreign corporation, and the prosecutor is not licensed to practice law in this country.
Okay, so I think it's the 303 that he was convicted and ordered to do jail, and you believe that he didn't comply with jail because there's a docket entry that said defendant complied with jail. Maybe that was an error.
That was probably my attempt.
Talk about the first bombshell. This guy is claiming the defendant doesn't even exist. He argues that they're just a registered trade name and that the charges are fraudulent. This is classic sovereign citizen rhetoric, a tactic they love to pull out when they want to avoid responsibility. The problem here is that while the courtroom may be full of creative theories, the law doesn't operate on imagination, it operates on facts. And facts, as we know, don't bend to
The defendant only exists on paper, just as the plaintiff only exists on paper. The jail refused the paper, and here we are today. And the state still hasn't proven standing yet, by the way, as well.
So, Mr. Haywood, it doesn't look like you did the sentence on the 303 matter. And so I am going to quash the warrant. However, I am going to have you serve that time.
Okay, well, I'll deliver the paperwork to the jail. That's fine. I tried to once before, but they refused it. And just to clarify, I'm not the defendant. There is nothing on there, nor is there any testimony from anybody as firsthand witnesses under penalty of perjury that I am the defendant. And I've uploaded plenty of documentation to prove I'm not the actual defendant. That is a registered trade name, matter of public record, and registered with the state. So if you want me to serve some jail time, then we're gonna need to change who the defendant is, because I'm not the defendant.
All right, so can you upload a new commitment?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the reason they couldn't put my name on there as a defendant is because I'm a foreign sovereign with respect to the corporate entity known as the state of Washington, of which I have no contract with.
Wow, the land of make-believe.
Okay, so with respect to the 304 matter, which is still pending, what's your position on the warrant, Ms. Fredenberg?
The state was going to ask for that warrant to be served.
Objection to jurisdiction. The state has never proven any jurisdiction and has no jurisdiction or standing. So any requests or statements from any representative from the state are a nullity and a fraud. If jurisdiction is challenged, it must be established on the record. And it hasn't been, and it still isn't. You can do it now if you like, if you can.
Okay, so Mr. Haywood, you failed to appear many times in both of these matters, had many warrants quashed, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not confident that you're going to come back to court given the history here of failing to appear.
I will agree to come back to court on behalf of the.
This man's attempt to avoid serving his jail time is something you won't believe. He's claiming that the jail won't accept paper as a defendant, and that's why he didn't show up to serve his sentence. But come on, folks, let's get real. No jail is accepting a piece of paper in place of a person. It's another example of sovereign citizen logic where theories take the place of tangible legal processes. The court, however, is staying grounded in the law. And that's where the real drama unfolds.
Time and myself. I have plenty of emails. So in one case, he said he was just going to reschedule with the judge. I told him, reschedule whenever you want. I'll go ahead and be there, and I'll bring the defendant with me. And next thing you know, there was a warrant for a failure to appear. So there's been plenty of fun and games with the acting prosecutor at the time. So it wasn't just a matter of not bringing the defendant to the court. The prosecutor was intentionally sabotaging the scheduling process.
Well, the prosecutor doesn't handle scheduling, the court does. So the court ordered you to be here and then you weren't. So.
Objection, the court ordered the defendant to be here. I am simply bringing the defendant to the court to help try to solve the problem. The fact that the registered trade name remains as a named defendant is an act of identity theft and fraud, and that's probably why the state has acquiesced that the case is a fraud. I have the documentation here with me today in case if they decided not to upload it to the court record.
Well, you had your day in court on the 303 matter. You had a trial. You represented yourself or the defendant, whichever way you want to say it, but you represented the defendant yourself, and you were convicted, and you were ordered to serve 4 days in jail. You didn't do that. And so
the defendant was ordered to serve 4 days in jail, and I attempted to deliver the defendant to the jail, but the jail refused.
okay, well, I'm going to make sure that they don't, because I've done a new commitment for you today so that they won't refuse for the defendant to serve that time. I'm going to serve the warrant, and so we need a pretrial date, Madam Clerk.
There's no jurisdiction yet been proven or standing. Are we going to continue? That would be an act of fraud and treason.
Your Honor,
That's a felony. That's an arrestable offense.
I put both of them in one of our.
Well, we don't need anything on the 303. He's just going to serve a sentence.
Okay.
Here's where the judge lays down the law. The defendant claims the state has no jurisdiction over him, but the judge makes it crystal clear he's here because he failed to comply with his court orders. Whether he acknowledges the charges or not, the process continues. The court doesn't care if you refuse to recognize its authority. It's still going to take action. And that, folks, is the moment the sovereign citizen's fantasy collides with reality. The law doesn't need
Change that since I'm taking him into custody. So do we have anything in August?
Excuse me, Your Honor, are you testifying that I am the defendant under penalties of perjury?
I'm not testifying to anything.
Good. Here's the defendant right here.
All right.
Your Honor, we can do August 24th at 10:30.
All right, I can change that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So August 24th at 10:30 in the morning will be your next court date.
I will be here with the defendant, no problem.
You're going to serve those 4 days and then you'll be released and nothing more will happen on that 303 case. You'll be done. And then this case will be heard August 24th at 10:30 in the morning. If you change your mind about representing yourself, then you can ask for help if you want it. If you don't want help, we don't have to have it. So we'll see you in August. I'm going to have you take a seat right over there.
I won't be here for the defendant August 24th. Would you like me to deliver the defendant to the jail?
I would like you to sit over there.
Is there
And here's where it gets even more ridiculous. The defendant is claiming that the state and the court are part of a fraud, that the case itself is a fraud, and that his so-called identity isn't even legally binding. But guess what? The state isn't interested in your theories. The court is concerned with one thing only: whether you've obeyed the law. And in this case, he hasn't. This is where sovereign citizen arguments tend to fall apart. They confuse jurisdictional rhetoric.
Mr. Haywood, sit down.
Am I obligated to follow these rules?
You are going to sit down right now.
Do you have any jurisdiction? I don't believe you have any jurisdiction that's been proven yet.
Please sit down.
Are you threatening me with violence?
I'm asking you to sit down.
You only have authority over the defendant. You have no authority.
What are you doing?
Mr. Haywood?
You're escapist?
I got things to do.
No, sir.
What?
You are in custody right now. If you leave the courtroom, it's a felony escape.
That's a felony to put me in custody because you have no authority or jurisdiction or standing. You got some proof of that?
Okay, well, we are all being recorded, so if you leave this courtroom, it'll be a felony escape charge. Your
So
choice.
Okay, well then, I guess I'll be interested in the
Let's address this moment of defiance. He's now refusing to comply, and the judge is not having it. It's the old game of "I'm not the defendant" routine. But the reality is that the judge isn't going to let him walk free. She's already made the arrangements to have him serve his time. He can try to argue semantics all he wants, but in the end, the state's power is backed by the law. And no amount of legal mumbo-jumbo.
Got it?
What was that just thrown?
Car
Do you know that person?
Yeah, they're my voice.
Okay. All right. So thank you. Mr. Haywood has been very disruptive. He tried to leave the courtroom once he was placed in custody. So just FYI, be careful with him.
So, give me a break. Can I just see just need to see it, thank you. Can I see who's being put into custody, please? I just need to see the name. I just need to see the name of the person. Okay, I got all that documentation right here.
Okay, fine. We're
You
gonna
want
take care
it?
of it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is the defendant, technically.
If you want that, I can go with you, put everything private.
Hold on 1 second. Well, that's taken care of.
We can figure it out when we get the right name.
Did she file a notice of appearance?
I will make sure that she does, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I haven't had enough coffee yet today. So yeah, no, you've got Ms. Bradshaw.